so I've got my notes up. I don't know if you need to.
I am so unprepared. I made 0 notes this time. I've seen the first one a bunch of times, and I had rewatched it pretty recently.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't rewatch that one, which I usually would do even if I had seen it a lot.
Okay.
And then I just watched the new one, and I watched that clip that you sent me.
Yeah, it was funny. I found that while I was looking up stuff on, I guess it was on Letterboxd, I think.
Yeah, I think it had
up.
that logo at the end, yeah.
Yeah, and I thought that was funny that they did an in-character interview. I like that.
Reading on the reviews was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. And then the fact that the one guy, Nigel, was still so like, well, I don't, what do you mean? Like, so
What's
confused.
wrong with being sexy?
Yeah, no, sexist, Nigel, sexist. Okay, so let's launch into it.
Should I pull up your notes? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
If you like, yeah, of course. It's in the it's in the drive folder.
That way we can both look at it. Oh, are you gonna say all that at the beginning?
I mean, maybe. I was wondering if you wanted to do an intro or if you wanted me to do an intro.
Oh, I like this. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best. It is time, Erica, to turn this podcast up to 11. We're talking Spinal Tap. It's not just a mockumentary, it's a rockumentary.
Rockumentary.
So, Erica, this is your pick.
It was my pick. I picked it before I had seen the sequel.
Yeah, which came out in 2025. It came out last year.
It did, and I was kind of holding off for a little while. I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe I was like waiting for like a special moment for it or something, but now is that special moment. So we could just make 10 louder and then just
yeah I like
go to
that
10.
I like that. And yeah, well you see how normal amps they go to 10. See, 1 2 3 4 5 6, end to 10. 10's the loudest. Ours goes to 11. But couldn't you just make it loud? Couldn't you just make 10? No, it's one more. Erica, I never knew where that reference came from.
Oh, really?
I have been, you know how you mix up stories in your head and stuff like that? So my dad used to always tell me stories about this rock band, Deep Purple. He'd always tell me these stories, and I thought it came from them because they claimed, and apparently many heavy metal and rock bands at the time claimed they were the loudest band. Deep Purple also claimed they were the loudest band. So for some reason, I connected that phrase and that concept together at the same time. So when that scene happened, I was just like...
So wait, did your dad know Deep Purple, or he just like had fun stories that he'd heard about them?
He had fun stories because he used to play soccer with them, and
okay. Yeah.
But yeah, my dad would just tell me random stories about my dad lived a wild life. He's got
I
could
see that about Ray.
Yeah.
I could see that.
It's true. So yeah, my dad will just randomly out of the cuff he'll just tell you a story about when he met Leonardo DiCaprio, and he was just a punk kid, and as he said.
He was a punk kid when Leo DiCaprio was famous?
I mean, no, Leo was a punk kid when he met him. Because he didn't know. He's like... Not in a mean way. He just says that like he was just a little kid. He met him when he was like a teenager or something.
Yeah, I feel like your dad uses punk as a term of affection.
It is. It's a different time, and I'm okay with it. I think it's funny, but yeah, he just pulls these out of pocket stories out of nowhere, and I'm cool with it. It's cool.
That's
Someday
funny.
that'll be me.
Yeah.
But anyway, Erica, introduce us to the first movie of the two that we're talking about. This is Spinal Tap.
So this is Spinal Tap, was a rockumentary, released in 1984, directed by Rob Reiner, who is also known for Stand By Me. Mm-hmm. I believe he also directed When Harry Met Sally.
And I think he also did The Princess Bride.
I think you're right. Yeah.
He either wrote it or directed it. I don't remember.
So yeah, Rob Reiner directed, but he didn't write it because
Yes.
William Goldman, who wrote the book, which is fantastic, by the way,
Wrote the screenplay, yeah.
wrote the screenplay for Princess Bride. And he
I'll
ended
have
up
to read
writing
the
a
book.
bunch of screenplays after that one, too.
Yeah, I'll have to read the book sometime. That's up my alley.
It's worth
yeah.
it. It's a quick read, too.
I like that. It's sort of like when I finally read Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh,
Very cute. Very cute.
Yeah.
Definitely meant for like 12-year-old girls, but like so wholesome.
Yeah. I haven't read it, but I
yeah.
like that movie.
I love that movie. It really hits me in the feels.
Yeah. All right, so Spinal Tap, the IMDb description says, Spinal Tap, one of England's loudest bands, is chronicled by film director Marty DiBergi on what proves to be a fateful tour. And I think one of the things that like is so great about this film is that you see them struggle so much, and there's so much comedy within it because they're not like completely bumbling, but they have these moments where they like don't understand reality. There's humor in that gap. And this movie stars Christopher Guest as Nigel Tufnell, Michael McKean as David St. Hubbins.
St. Hubbins, yes.
St. Hubbins. And then Harry Shearer as Derek Smalls,
Yes.
who plays bass guitar. And the other two play guitar and sing. And they have this rotating, one of their in-jokes is they have this rotating cast of drummers. And
Yes.
all of their drummers, like 11 or 12 of them, have died in freak accidents.
That was a great running joke.
Yeah.
Every time they came up with something, like one of them, he died in a freak gardening accident.
Yeah, their first drummer, I think.
Every
Who
time
I think was played by Ed Begley Jr.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Okay, because I
If you
did look them up.
closely, yeah, it's like a quick moment where they show him drumming, but yeah.
I think when they got to the second reason that a drummer passed away, which was, well, he choked. Okay, yeah, he choked. He choked on vomit, you say. Oh, okay. He choked on someone else's vomit. And they're like, wait, what? And you're not going to explain this at all?
And they never will.
And they never will.
Yeah, so it's a film about this band trying to have a comeback tour, basically, in the mid '80s, and I don't know. We don't need to necessarily, I think, get into the super gritty details of the original plot, right? Like,
I don't think
what do you
so. I
think?
think we can pick on things that we want to talk about specifically, like the amp thing and stuff like that. Because the idea is, we've already decided we know what the movie's about, and honestly, it's been out since the '80s, so
Yeah.
people know it's a mockumentary about this fake rock band. But we'll just go from there. Did you look up any of the history of how this came to be?
I looked up nothing, Bridget. I am so unprepared today.
Well, that's wonderful because I did.
I know that I'm a huge fan of Christopher Guest's mockumentary films.
Yes, he did Best in Show, right?
Yes.
Did he do Best in Show? And he did Waiting for Guffman,
Yes.
which are both Catherine O'Hara movies as well. So they're on the watch list because she has
R.I.P.
recently
Catherine
passed.
O'Hara.
I know, too soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, she was in a few of his mockumentaries, which cool genre. Honestly, it's a cool way to tell a story and be like kind of cinema verite about it.
Yeah. Do you happen to know, or did you find out in your research, if this was the official first mockumentary that existed?
It's early. I was trying to figure that out myself because a lot of articles I looked up about Spinal Tap have credited it with starting the mockumentary trend, as in inspiring eventually The Office to take place, What We Do in the Shadows to take place, and things like that. But that's, years down the line.
Right.
But I
This
mean,
is
there was
84. Yeah.
there was a mockumentary, Living in Oblivion, right? The one about a film production. But what year did that come out?
I don't know. Do you want me to look it up? I have the entire world right at my fingertips.
Yeah,
here.
look it up. Look, Living in Oblivion, what year that came out.
Oh, 95. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, so maybe it even inspired Living in Oblivion, which is mockumentary about a film production.
Oh, I've seen this movie because I was looking at Steve Buscemi films.
Oh, cool.
And I saw it on, I think it was on Criterion for a while, and I did actually watch this one, and I liked it.
That's good. I mean, I know I had it on. I don't think it hit me as much as I wanted it to, but it's possible I really need to pay attention. And I think that movie
fair.
it didn't tap in as much. But I think
I mean, I went in with zero expectations, so
I mean sometimes that can really surprise you. But I think I would want to give that one a try again because I do enjoy stories about filmmaking. I guess that's like I don't know, maybe that should be boring from this point of view, but I also really love a documentary about a train wreck.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, give me Lost in La Mancha, you know?
Yeah.
Give me The Heart of Darkness, the documentary, not the book. Is it
Right.
Heart of Darkness?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I think that's
well,
right.
Yes. Because it's the documentary about the making of Apocalypse Now. Yes.
Yeah.
But the book was Heart of Darkness.
Yes. Yeah. Give me a documentary about a train wreck film production. I'm in. So this hits all the right marks for me.
What
I do
not
like a
to
real
do.
Yeah, exactly. What not to do. So I guess I'll give you a little bit of history on where Spinal Tap came from because the idea just didn't come out of nowhere.
Ooh.
It is definitely an amalgamation of some experience that Christopher Guest had and Rob Reiner. So one of the things that inspired part of the story was Christopher Guest was checking into a hotel and he was in the lobby and he witnessed a band checking into the hotel and the band manager and the bassist were arguing because the bassist left his guitar at the airport. And apparently they argued for a solid 15 minutes and it became like fodder that he would eventually, like I think 10 years later, put a little bit of that energy into this script.
I like that. That's
The
funny.
writers of this production have never revealed who Spinal Tap is based off of. They won't admit that it's AC/DC or Kiss or whoever. They will never tell you. But I think it's really
Is it
about all of them.
specifically based? Yeah, I mean, I think that almost is a silly question because to me
Yeah.
it's not. They don't resemble any particular band enough.
I think
as far
so
as I
too.
can tell, like there's a lot
Yeah.
mixed in there, and I feel like saying, "Oh, it's based on Iron Maiden" or whatever, it's like
Yeah.
you're kind of like cheapening the whole thing because you're giving them it's like too narrow. Like let them play with it and like
I think that's the idea. The
find the
commentary,
humor.
the commentary is about the music industry and these people who get to the stardom and then they're so burnt out on drugs, rock and roll, sex, the whole shebang that they're just frickin' oblivious. I mean, that could be Ozzy in his later years. That could be, I mean, like even the style that they wore, that could have been anywhere between Judas Priest and Kiss. But I think they're just I think
There's a little
there's
Van Halen mixed into their fashion
yeah,
too. I think.
yes, yes. Thank you. That's the other one I'm thinking of because they also went through several varieties of what they were doing. Van Halen or Van Hagar.
We've all seen David Lee Roth in that spandex.
Yes, I think that's accurate. So I think the fact that this was a trivia piece of information that I looked up, the fact that they've never revealed who Spinal Tap is based off of, it's kind of a non-issue, like you said, because it's really about the music industry as a whole and that point in time with these bands.
Yeah, and I don't see what
yeah.
advantage we're gaining around that film and the love for the film. I don't feel like that is going to be augmented or diminished by or maybe diminished, depends on who the band is. But if I don't know, I just don't think we need that.
It's just like what's her name? We'll never talk about what that song was about. That's not helpful, Bridget. Who was it?
Alanis Morissette. You ought to know.
No. Well, that's a good one too. But wasn't there another one
More recently than that or before that?
before?
Carly Simon's "You're So Vain."
You're so vain. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I just
She'll
pulled that
never.
out of my ass. I didn't know that was.
That's the one. That's the one. Because apparently for years she would release like one letter of a name of a person it could be about. And then people were like digging through it like, oh, it could be like 10 different people who fit this thing. And like I don't know if it was every year, every decade, she'd be like, here's another letter. I think she's playing with people.
She must be fucking with people.
I mean, playing the long game, girl. Good for
I say,
you.
have your fun, Carly.
Yeah. So, Spinal Tap first appeared in a sketch comedy performance on Rob Reiner's The TV Show. It is called The TV Show. It literally was just a little sketch, and it was like the TV show was like it was a mockumentary too, kind of. It was basically someone sitting in their living room flipping through channels, and every time they flipped the channel, it'd be another segment, another like satire thing, sort of SNL esque, but literally just flipping channels. And Spinal Tap appeared on one of those. And it's kind of inspiring that this film even happened at all. The main cast that was involved with this, Harry Shearer, Rob Reiner, Christopher Guest, and Michael McKean, were given $10,000 to write a script. They wrote a script, and the company that paid them for it hated it. So they went and made a 20-minute version of the film to help better improvise actually to demonstrate the improvisation they were going to do, because they knew they wanted to do improv and stuff, but they eventually realized the script was too limiting and they needed to have more of an outline and just roll with it. So a lot of what we saw, especially in the first film, I'm assuming it's the same for the second. It's improv, and you can only do improv if your people are good at improv.
Yeah, and I almost feel like that makes perfect sense to me that they needed to improv a lot, because you all have a ton of heavy hitters in comedy in that film. In all of Christopher Guest's films, it's like these actors have so much skill. It's like you said, you're doing them a disservice by like limiting them with the script, and like letting people be in the moment. You can get so much, I don't know, surprising like great moments and good comedy from people just, doing their thing.
And again, this doesn't work for everyone. Like, I've seen people try to do their student films like improv, and I'm like, you gotta hire the right people, you gotta have the right. And the way they did this, the way that it worked, is the outline basically told them, you're gonna do this in the scene, this is what your character is like they all knew what their characters were, and that's part of how it's solid. But they also know where they need to end up at the end of the scene. So it's probably point A and point C. You figure out what B is in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
In case anything needed to tie into something else, I'm sure they would be like, okay, well, you have to get to this point, and then we can move on. So writing a script was difficult because they're shooting it like a documentary. So they decided to shoot it like a documentary. Oh, Marble Arch was the company that initially wanted to make this film, and when they saw it and they saw the script, they said no. They hated it. The words "they hated it" was in there. And then they shopped it around. They went to various studios who, quote unquote, didn't get it. Lots of no's. Eventually, Embassy Pictures took it up, and two people who worked there, who produced, worked on All in the Family, which Rob Reiner was on as the character known as Meathead. Yes. So good thing you had those connections.
Yeah. I remember watching All in the Family. Yeah.
It's not in my sitcom lexicon, but I know that it was definitely a point in time. And he even made jokes that he could do anything as long as he did it as Meathead. So that was how his stardom was at the time. So this movie was like a departure for him to direct and to do this other thing with his talents. So good for you, Rob.
R.I.P. Rob.
I don't know if you knew this. And yes, R.I.P. Rob. We did lose him in December of last year, which
very sad.
That's very sad. I didn't realize how much of the film industry he'd been a part of, but he was definitely a big part of it.
Yeah.
Something interesting is that and this is something I always pose to you, when actors are playing instruments on screen, they're actually playing them. These guys are actually because they're all actual musicians.
Yes. Yep. I did know
it's
that.
Incredible. Yeah. Okay. That's good to know because
they've done a lot of concerts too as Spinal Tap now.
Isn't that wild? Like,
it's kind of rad. Yeah.
Yeah. So to prepare for these roles, they started opening for other bands in real life. And I just think that's incredible. Like,
yeah.
So their inspiration and their like the way they got together as a band essentially for this production was that they actually were a band. And then they Rob Reiner went to see a Judas Priest concert as research, and he said it was so loud it like physically hurt, like it was just insane, which
Yeah.
I'm sure it
So
was.
is Spinal Tap based on Judas Priest then?
I think it's at least 1/5. I mean,
Oh.
I think there's a bunch of bands, like I said, but that's why like some of the costumes replicated some of theirs. So I thought that was worthy of note. And then Harry, Chris, and Michael studied an AC/DC concert. And they noted that the wall of amps behind the band were not all plugged in, that some of them were just a set. So I
Thank
guess that
God.
also, yeah, thank God he's right. Whoo, I mean, yeah, these are some loud bands. They prided themselves in loudness.
Yeah, see, this isn't based on one band. It's a bunch of
No,
them.
it can't be. And that's why I think that was so silly to be in that list of trivia I looked up. I will say,
Sorry.
no, you're good. You're good. I will say I went to a Kiss concert once and we got the cheap seats. We were on the lawn. So, there's this stadium area and then there's the regular cheap seats. And then we were on the lawn. We were on the grassy lawn. I was deaf. I was deaf after that concert. It was insanely loud.
Yeah.
I don't know, but lots of pyrotechnics. It was cool.
I mean, how many people were at that show, do you think? Like 10,000?
Enough. I don't remember. I just remember being astounded that it was as loud as it was,
Yeah.
Oh, and another piece of inspiration for them was when they found out that Uriah Heep had this experience of playing at an Air Force base. And I'm like, really? This actually happened? So for anyone who doesn't know the scene in the Air Force base, they get booked at an Air Force base and they're taking whatever gigs they can. And nobody knows what their music is. They think it's going to be all sweet and stuff. And of course, they're singing about Sex Pistols and whatnot. That's from Kiss.
And can we just also talk about Fred Willard for a second? Because
please.
That scene where they show up to the Air Force base and he's doing his Fred Willard thing, and it's like it's so good every time. I mean, he was such a natural.
He was so
R.I.P.
sweet.
Fred
Oh my
Willard
God.
also. But I also just he did such a great job. He was like enthusiastic, but like also like had no clue what was going on and like what was to come. And there's a lot of fodder for comedy in that.
I forgot what he said. He said something very sweet before they were about to play in the movie's timeline. He said something like, "Oh, you might want to play a ballad. We like to dance around here." And then they're immediately singing about butts and Sex Pistols and whatnot. Like it's just. I mean, it was
torpedoes,
funny.
you mean?
Sorry, pink torpedoes. I couldn't. I'm sorry, Erica. I couldn't get over the butt song. That was too much for me.
You couldn't get over. What do you mean you couldn't get over it?
It was too much. Like it kept happening, and it was just a song about a girl's very large derriere. And I'm like, he's very passionate about it, but this song keeps happening, and I need it to not. And they replay it in the second movie as well.
Big Bottom. It's a crowd pleaser.
Big Bottom. I mean, didn't Freddie Mercury sing about Big Bottom girls or something? I mean,
Fat Bottom girls.
Yeah,
on
that makes
bicycles.
sense.
Yeah,
they were. So you know what? Point in time. It's all good.
that's funny.
But-
You got overwhelmed.
I did. It was so.
I think that
much
song is
about-
absolutely genius.
It's so much about butts. He kept describing the butts, the cushion for the pushing. I couldn't.
Our sweet little Bridget.
I'm apoplectic. I don't know what to say. I thought a lot of their music was very good though.
That's
but
really funny.
The joke about the Air Force Base is that they're literally having like announcements go over the PA while they're playing, and it's so loud that they're just getting pissed. It's great. It's great. And I had like that moment where I realized I'd heard that Stonehenge song before.
Oh, really?
I think it's either played on the radio, in a movie soundtrack or something, but I'm like, this is a real song. And I'm like, yeah, they're all real songs, but it just had that moment where I'm like, I know this. Yeah, so I've had an experience with this movie. I had a lot of fun with it. Did any
That's awesome.
scenes in particular stand out to you that you would like to talk about?
In the original?
Yes, in the first one.
I want to nod to Fran Drescher for a second. Bobby Fleckman.
Yes, Bobby Fleckman.
And I don't remember what her role was. If it was like, it couldn't be booking agent. Maybe it was like label rep or something.
Yeah, she was like a rep or something. She was in charge of some stuff and nervous when things were not working out.
Or like public relations maybe for them, or some kind of like something like that, where it was like administrative stuff. But she was very concerned with their marketing and the way things were gonna be perceived. And one of the things that she brought up was the album cover that they had put together.
Oh God, the album cover.
Which was the way, I mean, they don't show a picture of it, I don't think. I can't remember, did they? Did they show a picture of it?
I can see it in my head. They described it well enough.
Okay.
So yeah, I can see why it was controversial.
I think they just did like a verbal description of it, but it was hilarious. And especially because this moment, they're talking about how it's sexist. And then Nigel says, "What's wrong with being sexy?" And I remember the first time I watched that film, and that made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, that was good.
This guy is so clueless. It's so good.
Nigel really stands out. He's a lot of fun in his cluelessness. He's also the one that talks about the amps going to 11, right?
He is.
Yeah.
And
the
he's
guitar
also
collection.
Oh, and this happened at work the other day. I was going to bring it up earlier.
Ooh.
The other day at work, I think I was playing something. I was playing something on guitar because, you know, when we're working on guitars, we have to like know how they feel to play. So I'll like play a little bit. And my coworker asked me what song I was playing. And I said, "Lick My Love Pump."
Oh my God.
And he was completely silent. And then I thought, does he remember that that's from Spinal Tap? And so
I wouldn't have until now.
He stared at me for a few more seconds, and I was like, "You know from Spinal Tap? You know from Spinal Tap?" Like, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, okay."
Oh my God. Yeah. That
He was
moment,
like, "It took me a second."
He's playing the piano. He's playing a beautiful, sad melody. Like, it's legitimately beautiful.
It is.
And Rob Reiner's character, Marty, is asking him, so what is this one called? And he just says it completely serious. "Lick My Love Pump." I mean, that took me out, too. That was funny as hell. Oh, my God. This whole, like, concept of this popular rock band becoming has-beens and kind of coming to terms with that, it was very interesting because there's a moment where there's moments where they're really popular, right? They got a stadium full of people, they're hopping, everything's great, and then the next moment they're having gigs cancel on them before they get there, or even as they're arriving in the city, it's like, "Oh, your gig canceled, we don't know what to do with you now." So it's kind of interesting, especially when they were listening to some news broadcast and they were mentioned and like, yeah, that's so great. And then the newscaster's like, "Yeah, they fall into the where are they now camp." and they all just like visibly deflated.
Yeah.
Like, it's terrible finding out that you're a has-been when you're still trying to be.
Yeah. Well, and there's a moment in a hotel somewhere where a guy who's more like in than they are at this point is walking through the lobby, and they try to engage with him, and it doesn't work very well. And so they're like, "Wow, what a snob!" Like,
he's like, "No autographs." They're like, "We're Spinal Tap."
Yeah, they're like, "We don't need your autograph, buddy." But yeah, it's like a down, and I think that's I think that was I think that was a bit of a key for that film because, and I don't mean to say that everybody should be punching down or that we need to laugh at people having terrible times, but like that's part of comedy. Yeah. Is seeing some of that and yeah, I think it is effective in this case.
Well, I also think it's effective because, you know, this was a rock band that was in this continuity really popular and doing well and making tons of money. So to have them have that moment where they're like, "Oh, we're not all that anymore," is kind of, it's like it's that humanity, right? Like you're realizing that you have limits and that you had your 15 minutes of fame and that it's over, and you know, being faced with that is human and it's also funny. from, when you're not the person in that situation.
Well, and also we're laughing at rock stars, right? Like, they've been pampered. No one's told them no in a very long time. They live this certain lifestyle, especially in people's minds. You think someone who has been in multiple bands that have been on television, on radio, has sold a lot of records. These are very privileged people, and I think that tends to be a pretty safe target for comedy.
Right.
Like, why is Arrested Development funny? It's because all of these rich, clueless people are in danger of losing their money, and they're like, don't know how to handle it, and so they all act like fools the whole time, and it's funny.
Punching up.
So, yeah. I mean,
I think that's right.
Yeah, to me, it seems like a safe direction to punch.
Yeah, I think so too. It's sort of like being faced with your own mortality. Like, these people thought they were untouchable, and the fact that they are now having to scramble for gigs, it also humanizes them. It makes them more sympathetic in a way, even as they're a little pathetic. But when you say nobody told them no, like, we saw a little bit of that too, because Nigel's backstage, and he's my top guy in this movie. He's backstage and he's complaining to somebody, like somebody in charge. He's complaining to somebody in charge about the snacks, and I'm like, what could you be complaining about the snacks for? I think it's his
manager.
It might be the manager. Yes, it's it's Ian Faith. That's right. So he's complaining to the manager.
Why would you keep folding it?
The tiny bread. The tiny bread, Erica. There's a platter, and I remember the tiny bread was very popular, I guess, from the 80s to the 90s. I remember seeing these tiny loaves of bread. They probably still exist, but it's like for little snack sized, you put like dip or something on them. And Nigel can't figure out because he wants to make a sandwich out of the bread. And then he's like, look at how big the piece of meat is, and look how tiny the bread is. And the band manager says, fold it. So Nigel doesn't think about folding the meat to make it smaller. He's like, no, if I fold the bread, it's going to get smaller.
Yeah, very thick.
He goes into the bread thing for a while. Like, he starts origami folding this bread around the meat, and then the manager's finally like, we'll get you bigger bread.
No, I wouldn't want to eat that either.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat that either. So that's like that placating, like, oh, it's okay, little one, I'll take care of you. And you know what? Yeah. I don't have a lot of patience for that for people in real life. So it's very funny to see that happening on screen.
Yeah.
It reminds me.
I wonder if Christopher Guest went to a party in the 80s and saw bread there on a spread, and then he thought like of this whole thing. And it was just like stuck in his brain until his film came together.
That seems right. And also, one of the references I think they probably did was, how bands, I think even in this time, would have these crazy riders that the venue would have to deal with. So like, I think it was it Van Halen? Van Halen said no brown M&Ms.
See, I totally get that one. That one sounds perfectly reasonable to me. Because the brown was always like, what are we doing with it? There were two browns when I was a kid. There were two different browns of M&Ms. Why are we doing this?
So I don't know if it's true for Van Halen, but I think it's true of modern bands when they have these crazy riders that if they see that you took out the brown M&Ms, so to speak, they know you've read their rider, so everything else will be correct. You know what I mean? So like, they ask for, Jiffy Pop popcorn in this flavor, and you get it. They're like, okay, you read the rest of the rider.
You have to have a weird ask.
Yeah, the weird ask is like standard for a lot of bands. So I think it's funny.
It is funny.
But no tiny bread.
No Melba toast for you.
Oh, no Melba toast. I don't know. I kind of want tiny bread now. I want to make tiny finger sandwiches. That would be fun. There was a lot of fun with like the staging on like the frickin' Stonehenge, and also the alien pod thing they did. I think it was towards the end.
Yeah, or Harry Shearer or Derek Smalls gets stuck.
Derek gets stuck. So the scene is that the three main guys in front. I think it's David St. Hubbins. I think Nigel, right, and Derek. they're in these encased in these alien pods. They're kind of see-through,
Yeah.
and they've got a seam down the middle. So as each of them steps out to do their part of the beginning of the song, the pod opens up, they step forward, they do their part. By the time it gets to the last guy, Derek, the pod is stuck and he can't get out. And he's just tapping on it, and then there's like a roadie or like a PA or somebody just trying to plug in different wires, trying to get it to work. Someone's banging on the thing with something. They cannot get it. The song is still happening.
And the whole time he's a total pro, just playing his bass, just upright.
He was stuck in there.
He was stuck, but he kept playing. The bass was coming through.
Yeah, but he would like play it and then like whack on the thing to try to get it to open. And then finally the thing opens, and it's just as the other guys are stepping back into their pods and they're closing, and he realizes he can't. He's too late for the song. He tries to go back in, and his arm gets stuck. I mean, that was a great setup. I really liked that.
Yeah. Would you believe that Harry Shearer was born in 1943?
No, he's still doing stuff, isn't he? Wait, hold on. Harry Shearer.
I don't know what he might be working on right now.
Isn't
but
he a voice actor? Oh,
probably. He's got a great voice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he a voice actor?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's on The Simpsons. Yeah, he's been on The Simpsons for like 30 years or so.
Well, there it is.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah,
so I knew that name. I knew that name as not as an actor or as a musician, but as a voice
actor. Simpsons voice, yeah.
I mean, whatever.
No shade, it's a good show.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it. But let's see, what other things did I want to... Okay, bizarre accidents for the drummers. That was funny. I liked that. I think I covered all the things I wanted to cover. Oh my gosh. Okay, you're going to love this last piece of trivia that I found for this movie.
Okay.
So,
hit me.
After the film opened and, different audiences saw this movie, several people went up to Rob Reiner and they said they loved the film. Okay, they loved the film. They just wish he'd chosen a more well-known band for the documentary.
That's amazing.
Complete verisimilitude. They believed this was a real band.
But what if they'd seen one of those opening slot shows that Spinal Tap did before the movie?
Maybe.
No, that's
maybe
ridiculous.
No,
I think
that's
it's
funny.
Not what happened.
I think
they
it's
just
funny
didn't
that
know,
they
and they
didn't
didn't want to
know.
sound stupid. They just didn't want anyone to know they didn't know who Spinal Tap was.
You could have seen the credits at the end.
Rob
They must
Reiner's
have
making
left
a
early.
film about him.
Yeah, they must be real. But think about, we think it's so silly, right? But think about it in the context of mockumentaries weren't really a thing. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a point in time.
That's so awesome.
Oh, God.
Stop that.
I know, terrible. But yeah, I thought that was really funny, so I had to write that down.
That's so good. I haven't done enough research to say this, but I'm going to say this. Spinal Tap is the original mockumentary.
I
And
think
it's
it might
fucking brilliant.
I think it might be. There were rock documentaries leading up to this time.
Yes.
There was a Led Zeppelin one, The Song Remains the Same. There was one by The Who, The Kids Are All Right.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Talking Heads one, Stop Making Sense. Spinal Tap eventually followed that, but there's a lot of rock documentaries
But those are
out
real
there.
bands.
But those
and I
are
guess
real
Spinal
bands.
Tap's kind of a real band now, but
I mean,
they
kind
weren't
of,
at the
but
time.
Yeah, it's sort of like the chicken and the egg situation. I mean, they made the characters before the characters actually became a real
How
band.
do we solve this one?
I just think it's wild that they played real shows, and I guess they continued to play real shows afterwards. And it felt very believable when we eventually got to a follow-up in 2025 where these aged rockers are coming out of retirement and obscurity to have one last go at it.
I mean, that's 41 years later.
It's wild.
It's been 41 years since 1984.
Imagine me watching these back to back on, I think it was on HBO Max. So I watched the first one and I'm like, oh wow, it's like a period piece. Like they made it look old.
Oh, Bridget.
I didn't look at the year. I just thought, oh, yeah, they filmed it with older cameras, so they look old. Looks really good. It looks like it belongs to the 80s. Okay, I did not look at the year. I didn't know. And then I was watching the new one, and I'm like, wow, the old age makeup's really good. Wait. Then I had to look at the years.
What? Bridget!
I mean, I didn't.
I just learned so much about you.
I didn't know. I didn't know when these movies came out. I am ashamed.
Oh. Just the tiny bit ashamed as well.
I mean, that was my tiny bread. Okay.
You're like, I can't keep folding this film. That makes it worse.
I can't. How are you supposed to fit all this in this movie from the 90s? It's not from the 90s. I don't know why I got that in my head. But
That's
yeah,
really good.
so it held up really well is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hey guys, editing Bridget here. We ran long, what else is new? And we broke the episode into 2 again, which means I have to sloppily add this ending onto the episode. Otherwise, we would have just stopped talking and you'd be like, wait, what? Did my app stop working? What's going on here? Yes, I really felt like that first movie was a period piece. Initially. Erica is currently hard at work editing the next part, Spinal Tap II, The End Continues. In the meantime, tell your friends about the podcast. Tell your enemies. Tell an ex-bandmate you haven't seen in a while. But whatever you do, never, ever be the drummer for Spinal Tap. Bye, guys.